Welcome back to Inside Politics. Our guest today is Nashville State Representative John Ray Clemmons. We're talking about the special session of the legislature that'll be coming up on Monday, although we'll be talking about the issues that are also up on the hill that aren't really part of the special session. Before we leave the insurance issue situation, Speaker Harwell also appointed a committee that has come back with their own sort of plan for expanding health care in the state. Do you see that plan as something that is at least a workable shell that Republicans might be able to pass so they don't have to come back and say, well, maybe we'll do Insure Tennessee? Does it give us, along with Insure Tennessee, something to pick and choose from that we can come up with something and move forward on health care?
Well, frankly, I don't know. Most of us have been kept in the dark on the ongoing discussions on this plan. They've had a lot of discussions. They're talking to a lot of smart people, Vanderbilt University, for instance, and some people over there. But we don't know what CMS is going to do, whether they're going to approve this plan. My biggest concern is that it punts the issue down the road. People in Tennessee need health care today. Hospitals have already closed and are closing today. I think that we need a solution now, and any solution that delays this is problematic, and I will certainly have issues with it. While the aims of it are good, mental health certainly deserves attention, veterans certainly deserve attention, we need to make sure that the plan is the best possible plan.
Another issue that's flared up since lawmakers adjourned, although it was pretty hot when you were there, is the governor's efforts to privatize the operations of some of the state parks and some of the higher educational facilities. Now, he seems to be moving ahead on doing that without getting any blessings from the legislature, and also without having any studies completed that show it actually may save some money. But is there anything lawmakers can do about it? If he wants to go ahead and move ahead, he can do that through his executive powers.
Well, I think that's up in there. I think that's a gray area as well. But as you know, Senator Lee Harris and I out of Memphis have been really talking about this issue a lot and trying to shed some, provide some sunlight on this issue. The governor and his office have provided no transparency in this regard. What they're trying to do is effectively outsource jobs at our state parks, at our universities and colleges, and elsewhere with no proof that they're going to create cost savings, just like you said. Now, we're all for efficient government, but unless you can show me how cutting people's jobs and their benefits is going to result in a more efficient government, I'm not going to support it, and I'm going to speak up for the people of Tennessee who are outraged over this.
Back in the area of health care, they're under the exchange rate system that we have under Obamacare. There have been some recent rather large rate increases approved by the state health insurance commissioner. There were no public hearings. There really was very little. In fact, at one point she went back and asked some of the firms if they wanted to raise their rates because they claim they're losing so much money. Do we need more transparency in that system? The commissioner is appointed by the governor, and she's not, as it is in many states, elected statewide.
Absolutely. She allowed astronomical rates, not only on their first request, but on their second request. She's provided us with no justification for doing so. So Senator Yarborough and I have both asked for legislative hearings on this very issue. We deserve an explanation. The people of Tennessee deserve an explanation. Rates are going to skyrocket, as high as 62%. In states such as Arkansas that has a Republican governor that expanded Medicaid, their rates are going up 9%. Where ours are going as high as 62%.
But Tennesseans are known to be sicker. Most of the surveys show that we have more people that are in serious bad health because of health habits and other things. So wouldn't it make me logical that the rates would be higher because of that?
Well, people in Arkansas are sick too, and the fact that we have a less healthy population certainly is a factor, but they're going to be even sicker if we don't provide them access to health insurance, and it's going to cause a cyclical problem and increase rates in the long run. If we don't get people help on the front end, they're going to be sicker on the back end, and it's going to cost all of us a lot more money.
Let's turn to politics. The election's coming up in November. I know the Democrats are probably going to lose at least one longtime House seat down in the Columbia area. Is the Democratic Party sort of doomed to another 2 years at least, of being in a super minority in the legislature?
Well, I don't think we're getting out of the minority this cycle. As you know, we have a steep hill to climb, but we are working hard. The Tennessee Democratic Party under Chairwoman Mary Mancini is doing a fantastic job. Our House caucus is working overtime on these races, and there is no seat that's lost right now. Every seat is up in the air. This is a unique situation, and so we are strategically focused on races we think we can win, and we think we can take back some seats seats, and we will continue to fight that out because we have a voice and we represent the working people of Tennessee, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure they're represented.
You don't have any GOP opposition in November, so you're already more or less reelected for the 110th General Assembly. Are you out working to help other Democrats?
I am. I'm out working to help other Democrats. I'm also working to show the constituents of District 55 that I'm not resting on my laurels. I'm out campaigning and doing what I can to help increase the size of my caucus.
You mentioned that all the races are still up for grabs. There have been in some other states. Texas comes up, Missouri's come up, Arkansas, some states come up, where in the presidential race they're surprisingly close for states that are supposed to be red states. But not in Tennessee. I've not seen any polls that show Hillary Clinton anywhere close to Donald Trump in this state. So what is it about Tennessee that makes it so red and still makes it so hard for Democrats to win elections here?
Well, the simple answer is the way the district lines are drawn. Tennessee's not as red as the map looks. Tennessee is only as red as the lines are drawn, and that's our biggest challenge right now. So we have to identify districts that are starting to turn and starting to realize that the Republican leadership is not representing their best interests, and we'll continue to focus on them.
Senator Clemmons, thank you for coming in, and good luck with the special session. I'm sure we'll have you back later in the year or early next year.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us on Inside Politics. Hope you can be back here again for a future show. If you can't get enough politics in the meantime, go to the News Channel 5 website. You'll find my Capitol View commentary there. There's new commentary posted every Friday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here next time. Goodbye.